Today we will learn hidden line and hidden surfaces chapter. Today we will learn one of the popular algorithm of hidden line hidden surface chapter. It is Z-buffer algorithm. So what is hidden line hidden surface removal? In short, it is HLHSR. An opaque object or surface can obscure other object or surfaces from the view of the eye or camera. When viewing a picture containing non-transparent objects and surfaces, it is not possible to see those objects from view which are behind the object closer to eye. To get the realistic screen image, removal of these hidden surfaces is must. The problem of determining which of the object in a scene contributes to the image at any point is generally called the problem of hidden line, hidden surface removal, that is HLHSR. See the figure. Here, a line drawing on a tetrahedron in front of a cube without hidden line, hidden surface removal. But the picture should be like this. The same body is drawn in the same projection but with hidden line removal. Here, the hidden line is removed because the opaque object can obscure other objects or surfaces from the view of eye or camera. And to determining which of the object in a scene contributes to the image at any point is generally called hidden line, hidden surface removal. This procedure is called hidden line, hidden surface removal. HLHSR algorithm is broadly classified into two groups. First one is image space algorithm, second one is object space algorithm. In case of image space algorithm, each and every pixel will consider here, then those pixels will consider which are closest to the viewer. The example of image space algorithm is Z-buffer algorithm, scanline algorithm. And in case of object space algorithm, here this algorithm determines which faces are visible, which are not obstructed by the other object or faces. They will be considered. So, here this algorithm determines which faces are visible. So, the example of object space algorithm is PSP tree method. Theoretically, object space algorithm require less computation work than image space algorithm. Why so? As the number of objects in a scene is far less than the number of pixels, because number of pixels is more greater than the number of faces. So, number of pixels as the number of object in a scene is far less the number of pixel in an image, but in practice the image space algorithm are found more efficient. Now, the Z-buffer algorithm. This is the most simple and popular of all algorithms. See here, this is our display plane and these are the surfaces. So, P1, P2, P3 are the surfaces. These three are the surfaces. The surface closest to the projection plane is called the visible surface. So, the surface which is closest to the projection plane is called the visible surface. Now, the computer would start arbitrarily with the surface 1 and put its value into the buffer. So, computer start arbitrarily from surface 1, then surface 2 and then surface 3 and put the value in the buffer. It would do the same for the next surface. First put the value in the buffer, then do the same for the next surface. In this way, it will proceed. It would then check each overlapping pixel and check to see which one is closer to the viewer and then display the appropriate color. Now, there are some overlapping pixels. So, it will then check which computer check which pixel is closer to the viewer. Then display the appropriate color. As at view plane position XY here, surface P1 has the smallest depth because P1 surface is closer. So, P1 has the smallest depth than P2 and P3. Smallest depth from the view plane, so it is the visible at that position. So, it is visible because it is the smallest depth from the view plane. Now, the Z-buffer values for the corresponding object polygons are shown. See here. Now, initially, the value of Z-buffer is 0 because background represented by 0. Now when a polygon comes, then the value say z equals to 5. So see here, when polygon comes, all value become 5. Now this is a very varied polygon. It is intersecting polygon. These this place means here this face is more closer, this face is more closer, so it is 7, then it is intersecting polygon, then 6, then 4 and then 3 in this way. Now when these polygon intersect the first polygon, then this one be the resultant figure. So what is the z buffer value? Here red portion, so all are 5, here it is 7, but here some portion is red, so it is 5. Now here it is 6, here it is again 5 because red polygon, and here it is some portion yellow, so it is 4. In this way we get the resultant figure. Before learning Z-buffer algorithm, we have to learn two definitions. First is what is frame buffer. The frame buffer is used to store the intensity value of color value at each position xy. So frame buffer is used to store the color value, and depth buffer is used to store the depth values of xy position. So frame buffer stored the color value and depth buffer stored the depth value. So Z-buffer algorithm required that we have available not only frame buffer F in which color values are stored, but also a Z-buffer Z with the same number of entries in which Z values is stored for each pixel. So we have available frame buffer, and frame buffer stored the color value, and the Z-buffer with the same number of entries which store the Z value, that is the depth value. So initially Z buffer is initialized to 0 and frame buffer is initialized to the background color. Now the largest value that can be stored in the Z buffer represent the Z of the front clipping plane. So I repeat, front clipping plane Z buffer has the largest value. Now we will discuss Z-buffer algorithm. Polygons are scan converted into the frame in arbitrary order. During the scan conversion process, if the polygon point being scan converted at xy is near to the viewer, then the point whose color and depth are currently in the buffers, then the new point's color and depth replace the old value. So if a new polygon comes and if its color and depth, and if that polygon is closer to the viewer, then the color and depth of that polygon is stored in frame buffer and Z buffer accordingly. So here see the algorithm. Here I am writing one function Z buffer, and first I have to initialize frame buffer and Z buffer. So for initializing frame buffer, it is write pixel xy background value. I am initialize all pixel by background value, and I start two for loop. One is for y0 to ymax and another is for x0 to xmax, two nested for loop. And I initialize each and every pixel by the background value in case of frame buffer and by the depth 0 in case of Z buffer. And now if a new polygon comes for each polygons, and for each pixel in polygon's projection, you have to consider each pixel. So when a new polygon comes, and for that polygon, each pixel of that polygon, you just take the Z value and store it in a variable pz. So polygon's Z value at pixel coordinate pz and pixel coordinate xy, and store it to the variable pz. Now check if pz is greater than the previous Z value. If the pz is greater than previous Z value, then the new polygon is more closer to the viewer, then you have to store that Z value. So x, y, pz. So new Z value becomes pz. So write Z, x, y, pz, and you have to store the color of the new pixel. So write pixel xy polygon's color at pixel coordinate xy. So I repeat, you have to consider each new polygon, you have to consider each pixel of those polygon, and next check what is the Z value of a particular pixel and store it to pz, and check if the new pz value is greater than the old Z value, means if the new Z buffer Z buffer value is greater than the old Z buffer value, then new Z buffer value stored into the Z buffer and corresponding color is stored in the frame buffer. In this way, Z buffer algorithm works. For getting more update, please subscribe my channel. That's all for today. Thank you.